Hey everyone, Chang here and welcome to my channel. This is the Bare Minimum Algebra series. Today we're going to be focusing on how to find the equation of a line. Now before that, there is a prerequisite. First and foremost, we need to know and remember the formula for basically slope-intercept. Y equals mx plus b. M, for some reason, is universally decided to represent slope. B is representing the intercept, the y-intercept. Exactly. So basically, whatever B is, that's the y-coordinate for when x equals 0. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you will have different scenario based on what information is given. Ideally, they give you a slope and a point. With those two, you can find the equation fairly easily with these three steps. However, if they do not, and they happen to give you 2 points, which they actually most likely would do because it takes a little more work, right? There's technically 4 steps. So let's just talk about the situation first when they give you a slope and a point. So first and foremost, the first step is to substitute the point and the slope into this formula. This formula is key. So you're going to substitute m. Your point has an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate. This is the x-coordinate, this is the y-coordinate. Then you move on to step 2, where you're solving for b. Once you solve for b, you have the 2 things you need. You have your slope and then you have your intercept. Now you go back ignoring what you originally plot in for x and y, because that was only 1 point and you're trying to create an entire equation. What you're going to do is you're going to have y equals, and now you have your m, you're going to substitute the m, and you have your b, you're going to substitute the b. So it's going to be y equals some number, blah, 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 times x plus some number, blah, blah, blah. That would be your equation. Now, in the situation where they only give you 2 points instead of a slope and a point, right? Then you have this extra step. If they don't give you the slope, they have to give you 2 points, or you really have nothing to work with. So those 2 points, you can actually use the slope formula, which I went over in details in the previous video, so definitely take a look at that. But m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Once you find the slope, then you jump straight back to step 1, 2, and 3, and you'll be able to find the equation of a line. So let's look at this in action. All right, so this first example is the ideal situation. They give you the slope and a point. So originally, in that case, we only have 3 steps. We have our formula. We're gonna follow step 1, right? We're gonna plug in the slope and the point. This is our x and this is our y temporarily. And then we're gonna solve for b. So instead of y, now we have 1 equals m, which is our slope. Once again, remember the universal sign for slope for some reason is m, right? Equals -2 times x, in this case it's going to be -1, plus b. And we don't know what b is. So we're going to just solve it. That's going to be 1 equals, and then -2 times -1 is just 2, plus b. And you're going to subtract 2 on both sides. This goes away. Now you have b equals -1. Okay, cool. So we have what we need. We have our slope, we have our b. Now, ignoring the point now, because remember, that's only a single point and we want the actual equation of the line, we're gonna revert back to the original y equals. Now our slope is -2 right here. We're gonna keep the x, and b is -1. So you could put plus -1, or you could do -1, and there is our equation of the line. All right, so our second scenario, the ones that require a little more work, one more extra step, is this one right here. It has 2 points instead of giving you the lovely just slope and a single point. Well, since we have 2 points, we know the formula for a slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Once again, you just choose whichever one you want as your x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm just gonna go with the standard left to right. So this is my x1, y1, x2, y2. So if I plug that in, basically I have 6 minus 3 over 4 minus 3, which is going to be 3 over 1 or just 3. Okay, so now I have the slope. The dilemma in this case is that originally in our steps we plug in a slope and a point. We have 2 points. Which one do we plug in? Doesn't matter, right? You could pick any one of those 2 points, it will still work. Of course, if you were me and lazy like I am, right, you would pick the easier one. So first and foremost, now we have well, I erased the formula, y equals mx plus b. Let's put it back up here. All right, so I'm just gonna pick this one because it looks easier, who knows, right? So instead of y, we have our y, y1, which is gonna be 3, equals m right here is 3 times x. X is 3 as well. That's a lot of 3's. And then it's going to be plus b. B is what we're trying to solve. Okay, so in that case, that's just going to be 3 equals 3 times 3 is 9 plus b. All right, I want b by itself, so I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides. This goes away. B is now negative 6. Okay, so we have our slope, and then now we have our b, or our intercept. So we just plug it into the original formula equation. Y equals m, which is 3, 3x plus b, in this case is minus 6, so it's either plus negative 6 or just minus 6, and there you go. This is our equation of the line. All right, so there you have it. Fairly simple. 3 to 4 step depending on the scenario you are presented. Most likely it's going to be one of 2 cases. They give you a slope and a point, or they give you 2 points, right? Slope and a point, 3 steps. First, you're going to plug in the slope and the point into your slope intercept format or formula, right? Y equals mx plus b. Once you plug that in, you're solving for b. That's your intercept. Once you solve for b, you have your slope and then you have your intercept. You re-plug it in to the original equation. Ignoring the point now, you're going to have y equals blah, blah, blah times x plus blah, 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 right? Which was your m and b. Now, if you encounter the second case where you have one more extra step, they don't give you the slope, so you have to use the 2 points and you find the slope. Once you find the slope, you have basically your first scenario. You have a slope and a point. You have 2 points, you can pick whichever one you like, and then you just solve like normal. Once you plug it in, you have your equation of a line. Hopefully that is pretty simplistic. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.